All right, we're back with Jordan for part two. The first question for you would be, what is the first show that you wrote? And tell us a little bit about it.
The first show I wrote would have been, it was my own take on Sleepy Hollow. We called it The Tale of Sleepy Hollow. I'm a big fan of horror and fantasy horror, old horror movies like Frankenstein. That's what I grew up on. So I wanted to kind of reflect that old monster movie genre. And so I said, hey, we had just done our very first show, Christmas Carol. I said, I'm going to try writing my own, don't have to pay $3,000 in licensing fees that way, and just see how it goes. And it turned out a moderate, decent success, and just kind of went with it from there.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about your favorite character you've ever played?
Favorite character I've ever played? That's a tricky one. In a show I haven't written, that would probably be Sweeney Todd. That is just my all-time favorite musical. I love that story. All this different symbolisms and the music in the show. I just love everything about it. Favorite show that I've written, or kind of rewritten, I guess, would be Christmas Carol. I get to play Scrooge, and that's just for the makeup alone. Our makeup artist, RJ Hattie, turns me into a 90-something-year-old man, and I just always have a lot of fun with that.
Links below. How can somebody get started in writing their own musical or play, either way?
Coming from someone who had literally never written anything in his life, the best thing I can do, I actually wrote my play the way you would a screenplay. So if you just want to look up there are actually steps to writing a screenplay you can find online. It's very easy. And I just follow those guidelines. And then as far as music went, I didn't have a composer. Couldn't compose my own music. I would find, it's amazing, I never realized how many just blank tracks people make. You know, they just make emotional music. They make very theatrical music with no words. And so I did a little bit of digging, found a couple groups, and just added my own music to them, contacted them, and said, hey, would you be all right if I did this? They were usually fine with it. Sometimes I had to pay maybe a couple $100s for permission to do it. And then I just added lyrics to their music, and we had a venue, and I just put it up on stage, and it worked. So.
All right. Now, a lot of people struggle with motivation and writer's block. How do you move past when you just don't want to write anymore?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. I find it best to just go back and watch something or do something that you know always gets you going and inspires you. Everyone has that movie they just love, that they just get all kinds of ideas from. I love black and white movies. I get all kinds of ideas from watching black and white movies because just they're all so over-the-top artistic. Step away from it for a while, listen to music. Music is another big inspiration for me that gets ideas pumping in my head. Some people find inspiration in nature. Go for a walk, go for a swim, whatever you've got to do. I find it best just to maybe step away for a while. Always carry a notepad with you. I find that stuff always strikes me in the most inconvenient of places, so I'm usually typing it down on my phone. So just make sure you're always prepared for when inspiration strikes.
All right. What is the worst experience that you've ever had as a director?
Ooh, that's a good question. Worst experience I've ever had. Probably we did our own version of Alice in Wonderland a couple years ago. And it was kind of experimental. Story doesn't really make sense anyway, so I was trying to capture that. This is a story I've grown up loving, so I was trying to do my own thing with it and make it original. And it turned out really strange, which was either people liked it or they didn't. And one particular guy from another theater showed up and actually wrote a review on us, and we knew nothing about it. We didn't know that's what he was here to do. And he just completely trashed it, trashed the actors, trashed the writing, and but I mean that's what comes with it. You know, people, not everyone's going to love your work, and people are going to criticize it. And you just kind of have to roll with the punches and not let it get you down too much. But that was probably the worst. It was pretty rough, everything he had written, but to each his own.
So, what is something that you wish somebody would have told you when you first started directing?
When I first started directing, probably don't try to do too much. Something I majorly have to learn It's just because it looks good in your head and seems practical in your head doesn't mean it's going to be either of those when you try to do it. My style is very grandiose, tends to be a little bit over the top, and some things just don't work when you try to put them out on a stage. You want this big, massive puppet creature to come out unless you know someone who knows how to build those things. I mean, it might not look very good. Yeah, that's one of the things I had to learn. And so you always have to play out that in your head is, you know, is this going to work? Is this going to look good?
All right, any final words of advice, thoughts, anything?
Like I said, as far as directing goes, just don't take it too seriously. Have fun doing it. Writing is such a great way to express yourself. If you're someone like me who just has trouble talking to people verbally, I talk better in writing, so that's just kind of my thing. So don't take it too seriously. Just have fun with it.
All right, well, thanks, Jordan, for doing this, and thank you guys for watching. Bye!